I firmly believe real world assets is going to be one of the biggest narratives on the next upcoming bull run, but I'm not going to stop there. I believe real world assets will be the biggest development in cryptocurrency and any type of blockchain technology that the world has seen as of yet. And I believe it will continue to change the world. Hedera HBAR is working on real world asset tokenization on their network. In this video, we're going to go over an example of real world assets on Hedera, why I think Hedera is a very fair price at where it currently stands, where I could see it going, and more with its regulatory stances. But first, I want to welcome you all back to Freeman Finance and Crypto, where if it makes money, it makes sense. I want to thank all over 1,000 of you wonderful people that have subscribed within the last 28 days. If you're not one of those 1,000 people, please pause the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and welcome to the Freeman and Finance family. I love you all. So, homepage of Hedera.com. The very first thing, bam, smack in your face, real world asset tokenization. Okay, it talks about cross-border, it talks about real estate, financial assets. It is everywhere, and they are trying to capitalize on every sector of this real world asset market. So Hedera understands that this is going to be one of the biggest, most revolutionary things cryptocurrency or blockchain technology could do. And so I'm very glad to see them jumping on board with this and working with companies to bring this to their attention. Not only that, I'm happy that they're publicizing it. I see a lot of cryptocurrencies doing a lot of good things, but they're lacking that publicity, getting their name out there. Okay, because real world asset isn't always the sexiest thing for degens, and we got to get what Hedera is doing out there. Yet I do think this will be one of the best things that blockchain technology has ever brought to the world. But I think it's a fair price right now, and let's get into this. So this is a 1 month chart, and if you look at the average of the last 1 month, we're about 11 cents, whereas where we stand now. And none of this is ever financial advice. This is my personal opinion. Please do your own research. But in my personal opinion, it is a fair price at 11 cents and 37 in total market cap. And I think it's got a lot of room to grow in market cap dominance and as well as price. But let's go over some of their real world asset tasks that they're working on, and then later on in the video we're going to get into where do I see the price going for Hedera HBAR. But one reason it's very advantageous for people to build RWA or real world assets onto Hedera is because of the fixed fee structure. That is very, very big for any kind of company. They want to be able to know what their bottom line will be, how much profit do they have to make, and how much will they spend on fees. And this is very, very calculated with Hedera HBAR. So if you look at NFTs, don't think of the JPEGs and stuff like that. That's a non-fungible token. And yeah, JPEGs are cool. I hope they come back. I hope they're built fully on chain, all that stuff. But non-fungible tokens can be anything from mortgages to social security to birth certificates, absolutely anything. And this is the fixed price, and it's paid in HBAR. So that is utilization for the token, but it's USD conversion to HBAR. And so create an NFT collection cost $1. Associating an NFT collection with an account's 5 cents US. Minting an NFT in a collection is 2 cents. Including a royalty fee, that would be if someone was to purchase the NFT or resell the NFT, that whoever the creator of that NFT would get kickback, would get a royalty from it in perpetuity or forever. And so that it costs 1 cent to integrate, and transferring an NFT is like anything else on Hedera, extremely cheap at 0.001 of a penny. 0.001 cents. That is extremely cheap. So as you can see, with these kind of fixed fee structures, it allows a company or anyone that are wanting to build real world assets and tokenize real estate or anything like that to be able to know exactly what their fees are going to cost, or at least if they do X amount of volume, X amount of transactions, what it'll cost. Or if they mint 500 NFT collections, they know it's going to cost $500 equivalent in HBAR. So that is a huge benefit, but they have already partnered with the company to bring real world assets, and we're going to get just into that real estate in a minute. But as we can see, there's 8 billion plus market cap for Hedera and 50 million plus tokenized assets on Hedera. We're going to get into this total value locked a little later on in the video. And something else I want to talk about is regulatory compliance, okay? RWA tokenization may necessitate account level configurations to ensure regulatory and compliant adherence. Anything like real estate is very, very regulated. So it is very important for real world assets to be built on a regulated cryptocurrency or blockchain or hash graph as this, and that is exactly what HBAR is. When it comes to SWIFT, this is the international language or rules for transferring money. If you want to transfer money from the United States to England or anything like that, it uses SWIFT. And there's a handful of crypto assets or tokens that, and just a select few of them, that are what's called ISO 20022 compliant, and this is the global standard for financial information for basically tokenized assets or cryptocurrency. And so the whole point of this is to provide consistent, rich, and structured data that can be used for every kind of financial business transaction, but it really just builds in security and faith and some governing laws behind what would need to be done for transactions to be placed on it and be ISO 20022 compliant. And HBAR is that. So building very regulated assets such as real estate as a real world asset on Hedera makes a lot of sense. And that is exactly what Red Swan has done. And so as you can see here, this is their marketplace, and none of this is sponsored. I'm just wanting to show it because I think it's great. So why tokenize commercial real estate? Commercial real estate investment has been stable, lucrative, and outperforms the stocks and bonds in the long term. Real estate is also a perfect hedge against inflation. That's true. If the dollar cuts in half, the price of your home doesn't cut in half. It doubles in value, okay? A home still costs the same amount of value, okay? And that does not go down with the currency. It goes up with the currency. And so traditionally investing in real estate's been very hard. Yeah, you could get in some ETFs, exchange trade funds, but it's not the easiest thing to invest in. And with tokenizing real world assets, people could invest in portions of that really easy. And not only that, there's a lot more benefits of tokenizing real estate. But let's look. So this company, they accept commercial real estate from across the globe and are always looking to help real estate developers and owners, raise capital and stuff like that. So some of their strategic partners, as you can see right there, is Hedera. But I want to get into benefits of just, this doesn't have anything to do with Red Swan necessarily, but tokenization of assets and especially real estate. So you have 24/7 liquidity, and that's accessible liquidity. You're not waiting for the bank to open on Monday. You're not waiting for a lot of underwriters, because those could be written on smart contracts and there would be no need for underwriters or anything like that. Blockchain technology and crypto is really going to revolutionize security and efficiency when it comes to any kind of secure transaction like that. And as you can see, bam, it's secure. So right here they have Red Swan CRE builds its token studio on Hedera for real world asset utilization. So that is just one example of many that Hedera is doing, and I'm sure one of the reasons they picked it is for the low and predictable fees. But these are other examples of real world asset tokenization. So this ABRDN is tokenization investment instruments such as money market funds. The Diamond Center fungible token based, Diamond Center physical coins and bars. So that's, to me, sounds like gold or diamonds or something like that. USDC is built on there as well. They have Hash Access, which is an NFT marketplace, Stablecoin Studio, and they have a lot of these on there. But you can go look at all those whenever you have some time. But I really do want to dive into where I think, my personal opinion on where this price could go, right after we look into one of the drivers out of that and why I think the price will do so well. So as you can see here, Hedera's DeFi ecosystem, TVL or total value locked, has grown significantly, climbing by 146% since the year's beginning. That is huge. Total value locked is not necessarily liquid or something that will be dumped quick. And so you can see it right here on a trend of how much it has went up with Saucer Swap when that was released. And so it has done amazing. We went from averaging, let's say, 70 million of TVL to now double that at 140. So that is very, very bullish for any ecosystem, but especially when we look at something like Hedera that is continuing to grow its council, continuing to grow its real world utilization with something such as RWA and more. Hedera's council is huge. It has some of the biggest leaders in the world on it, and a way that they make sure that this is good and safe is that these are 3-year terms to sit on the council with no more than 2 consecutive terms back to back. So think of this as a way a president may have a limit of terms so that one group or one party can't get too much power or become too dominant and allow the asset to stay fairly managed. So that ABRDN is one, but look, Australian Payments plus Boeing, one of the 2 leading manufacturers of airplanes in the world, is on it. Dell Technologies, one of the biggest computer companies in the world. Hitachi, IBM, LG, Google, Alphabet, that is huge. Mondelez International, they're one of the biggest chocolate and candy companies in the world. But when you look at all these other companies that you may not have heard of, look what they have in common. ServiceNow is a payment platform. Shinhan Bank, Standard Bank, WorldPay, a lot of financial institutions are here, and that will be huge when it comes to real world assets, because every real world asset needs financial backing to it. But now let's get to what you've all been waiting for. Where do I think the price could go? So Hedera is currently 37th in total market cap. I believe real world asset will push it to the top 15. So let's take a look at what's top 15 right now. Let's just say Bitcoin Cash, okay? Let's just say 15 or 16 with a market cap of, let's say, 10 billion. So let's round down a little bit. The total market cap is 2.6 trillion for crypto. I'm expecting that to be anywhere between 8 and 10 trillion. And that's even a little conservative the more bullish I'm getting on this market. But so let's just say that's a 3x from here, which would put it at what, 7.7 trillion, the total market cap, which would put 15th place, assuming the allocation stays the same, at, let's round down to $30 billion. So what would that do to Hedera? Hedera is currently at 4. So that is somewhere around an 8x from here. If it's a little under 4 billion and it's going to get to top 15, and so that would put Hedera somewhere around the 80-cent mark. I don't necessarily see it hitting $1, but I want to show why I don't think that, but why I'm also bullish on it. So if we look long term, a lot of folks would say, okay, we hit an all-time high 55 cents. We are 5x away from that. And that is true when it comes to raw dollar value. But we can't sit here and look at cryptocurrencies like that, because we have to look at market cap. So when we look at total market cap, it hit a total market cap in November of 2021, and let's just round up and call it $7 billion, where we're currently at $4 billion. So to get to $7 billion would put Hedera around 20 cents. So that means we have reached the previous all-time high in market cap, which was previously 55 cents per HBAR, at 20 cents per HBAR. The good news is that a lot of the inflation that happened in 2022 and 2023 is done. But as always, guys, thank you so much for joining Freeman Finance and Crypto, where if it makes money, it makes sense. Please pause and watch one of these videos up above and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know down in the comment, are you holding HBAR? What do you think of HBAR? And drop me some low cap gems